Hi there, Brendan here. Just coming to you with a new 5-minute short video. This particular topic is going to be on the concept of trust. So trust is one of the more important aspects of the modern and I suppose prehistoric world as well. So everything beyond. So there's one early quote which is quite useful to hear. Trust is earned, not given. So the concept of trust basically means that it is putting yourself out there in the world and being okay with the people who you interact with and knowing that they will try to help you and not hurt you. And trust is something that is built up with individual relationships over time. So when you're born, you implicitly trust your parents. That has to be there because otherwise you just couldn't form relationships with them. Now, when you say trust is earned, not given, when you very first start a relationship, that doesn't really take effect as much because you can't earn someone's trust when you don't know them. So when you initially start talking to a person, it's already a little bit of implicit trust that they're not going to punch you in the face as soon as you start talking to them. So there's a little bit of trust that has to be automatically given in order to actually get to know a person and start earning that trust. The other alternative is just to give all your trust to a person who you don't know. And that kind of relationship ends up being, rather than a give and take relationship, that's just a give relationship. That's a bit of a one-way street. So it's in effect driving down a one lane road and having a truck coming the opposite direction. There's nowhere you can go. You can't get out of the way. You can be hit by that truck. You may get lucky and there won't be a truck there. And the person who you're talking to is implicitly trustworthy. So if it turns out well, all good. If it doesn't, it can go very, very wrong. So that's why it's safer to make sure you're earning that trust, and trust has been earned by you. So that is largely done not in the head. It's something that you generally feel in your heart. So when you talk to people, when you get close to those people, you start to form an automatic trusting bond just on the more interaction you have with those people. So it's really hard to explain logically because in the mind you can be thinking in your mind, this person's going to do me wrong, I can't trust this person, based on visual cues, body language, all sorts of things, and your heart can sometimes tell you in a completely other thing, and you can implicitly trust this person. Granted, trust is very important to protect yourself from the people who are looking to hurt you, but there are people, sociopaths and psychopaths included, who can make you trust them, and then they can take advantage of you, and all sorts of bad things can happen. But you have to have trust in yourself as well as the other people who love you and you love back. You have to have trust in yourself as well. So I haven't had a huge amount of problem with trust in myself. I've always thought I am pretty trustworthy. I can always trust myself to do the right thing in most circumstances. My trust issues have been with other people. Not because they've necessarily treated me wrong, but part of my upbringing has just been be very, very self-reliant. And unfortunately, that kind of removes trust from the equation a lot. And that has meant my life is a little bit lonely over time. And the friend groups which I have just keep on getting smaller and smaller. So the point is, there are people who you should always trust, like your parents and your wife and children and that sort of thing. Those people won't always be trustworthy. You may get unlucky and that person will become a drug addict and whatnot. But regardless, there are people you should always try to trust, give the benefit of the doubt. And external people and your external family and friends, there are plenty of ways to form trust with those people, whether talking with them or going out and doing activities with them, or just letting them know you're open. So you're open to trust them in various ways, open with your secrets and that sort of stuff, skeletons in your closet. So anyway, trust is a very complex, socially intertwined concept anyway, so I think I've talked about that enough, and I'll probably go over it again in the future episodes as well. But I'll just leave that there, and just to say trust is extremely important. If you don't have it in your life, you're going to be lonely, unfortunately. So even if you trust yourself, if you don't trust other people, you're going to have a difficult time. So just try to be open with people as much as you can, and try to shut your brain down a little bit when it's saying protect yourself, because you will make some of the best friends you could ever make through trusting people. And without that, you might be a bit lonely in your life. So best of luck, and I trust you'll use this information very well.